I'd like to make a video part 2 on why the administration in high schools are unhinged and delusional. I remember in high school I was in this class and I had this teacher, Mr. Dinesi. He was one of the laziest and dumbest people I've ever met in my life. He would just sit there and get paid to do absolutely nothing. I saw him, he milked the system. Milked the system. He was a world-class parasite. And again, when you're a kid, your bullshit detector doesn't really go off. But I knew that he was far lazier and far dumber than I ever was. And you'd often say this is not an academic class. You're not. But I realized in the real world that doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter because in the real world, what really works more than anything and matters more than anything is your ability to work. Whether you're an academically successful doesn't really matter. Why? And you will realize that academic success does not translate into real world success. I have seen the valedictorians, what happened to high school, the academically successful kids. They did brilliantly in that academic environment and went into the real world and were crushed. Crushed. When they realized that they were not special, that they have been lied to, that they have been in this environment that has been telling them that they're special and that they're important. And when they go into the real world and they realize how the real world works, and then in the real world nobody's special, nobody's important, it's too humiliating for them. It's too debasing for these people, so they go into education. Let me tell you that these people have been in education for a long time, yes. And that should be the proof that these people are unhinged and have no idea how the real world works. Because they've been in education for how long? 20 plus years, never dipped a baby toe in the real world, and then they want to tell you how to be successful when they are complete failures in life? These people have never dipped a toe in the real world and are too lazy to go out there and make $1 for themselves. That's why they're telling people that Marx is such a good guy and capitalism is bad in colleges. Have you ever heard that? That Marx was a great guy and capitalism is bad? Capitalism is a great thing. With capitalism, you don't have to ask someone for a job in your life again. If you find a way of making an income with yourself outside of an employer, that is a great thing. That is a freeing thing. And the reason why you are going into public education is because you're something that starts with an S that is not stupid. The word that starts with an S that you haven't figured out yet is a slave. And until you free yourself from slavery, you will always be a slave. We are conditioned to believe that at one time certain peoples are slaves. But in this day and age, we are all slaves. We are slaves to visa. There are kids who are slaves to the education system, who are owing hundreds of thousands of dollars for stuff that gives them no economic value, where these people are putting hundreds of thousands of dollars getting loans at the age of 18, because at the age of 18 there's a lot of kids who do not realize how compounding interest, for fuck's sakes, the majority of the college kids who are much older haven't figured out how compounding interest works. So the point I want to make is these people in these universities are grossly misleading you. Because, when you're 19 and they're telling you, I'm a professional, of course you're going to believe it, but as you get older, trust me, by the time you're 25, your bullshit detector, if you are in fact smarter than the average bear, would be fine-tuned to the fact that you know everything that these people have been telling you, from the job market to the education system to what really makes people successful, has been a lie. And I guarantee you, by the time you're 25, I learned this 2 years out of high school, working in the real world. I realized the truth around the age of 21. I'm 30 now. There are people who are 40 haven't learned the truth yet. And I feel very sorry for them.